So one last video because I looked up the artist on the internet that got mentioned on the little message that I found. First of all, I was pronouncing his name wrong, of course. I was using the very westernized pronunciation. It's really Hokusai. So he did not live to be 100 years old. He lived to be 88. And apparently on his deathbed he was exclaiming that if he was just given 5-10 more years, he would finally become a real painter. Because, you know, he was an artist that dedicated his entire life to study and improvement and becoming better and better. And he wanted more time. And the other artists mentioned were ones that I did not know. So his daughter, Oe, also was an assistant for her father. She was from his second marriage, and she is not as widely known, of course, because she is a woman, and not as much of her work survived. And so she's known as kind of a ghostly shadow of in his work, because she did assist him in his creation and did not get known nearly as much, even though she was a very accomplished artist in her own right. And then the third artist that was mentioned was Kawanabe Kiyosai. And when I looked this guy up, I actually had seen some of his work before. Some of it was kind of like floating around on Tumblr years ago as a meme, basically, because he is the guy that contributed to some of what are just kind of commonly known as the fart scrolls, because they were like entire long scrolls of men fighting battles by farting, because, you know, men are like this. And he was known as like a satirist and a political cartoonist, perhaps Japan's first political cartoonist. So a lot of his work was parody and just satirizing the kind of more stuffy and uptight art atmosphere and the politics of the day. And he's thought of as kind of a follower of the same tradition that Hokusai helped originate, but obviously in a much more casual and irreverent and rebellious sort of way. So that was a fun thing to look up. These are interesting artists that contributed a great deal to the history of art in Japan.